Good afternoon. Welcome along, everybody. It's time for another Vocal Booth radio show. How the devil are you? 2 hours of music from the archives, and it's the final show of the month. So we're switching it up just a little bit for you, as we like to do. Got to start off by sending a big shout out to Anne, aka Sahara247. Thank you very much for your output as always. Have yourself an incredible time next week down in Brighton. Shouts out to all the Pressure crew, to all the Mixcloud family. Good afternoon. How are ya? I can see commenting already. We have Ray joining us. Greetings, my man. How are ya? The one or two of you watching on YouTube live, and everyone that comes back to check out the archives. We begin today a track taken from that new phonic album that I had unearthed a couple of weeks ago. If memory serves me correct, this is Root Down 99 compilation. I did actually find out what it was, and then it's gone clean out of my head, and I forgot to write it down because that's how I roll. Final show of the month. It means we present to you another edition of the Vocal Booth Battleships. You get to choose the music, so whether you're listening or watching live, hold tight, I will explain how you can give me your coordinates and how you can get to choose a record on today's show. Just before I went live on air, I asked for a couple of coordinates from the crew inside the Pressure Lounge. Lolly asked for E1, which meant she would like to hear what I refer to as a classic house joint. And this is what was pulled out at random from that bin. It's not particularly a record I've played a hell of a lot, and it's not particularly something I would call classic. Nonetheless, this one's yours, Lolly.
Batucada is free as the future in me, and the rhythm you hear will make you dance. Batucada is free as the future in me, and the rhythm you hear will make you dance. Batucada is strong and it won't make you wrong. Do you lost in the song? Get in the dance. Tonight I'm gonna sing and dance, feel wild and free, and light a candle for the goddess of the sea. Batucada is on, Batucada, come on, watch the dance and the dive, fall in the sea. Batucada is free, is the future of me, and the rhythm you hear will make you dance. Batucada, 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 tonight I'm gonna sing and dance, feel wild and free, and light a candle for the goddess of the sea. Batucada is on, Batucada, come on, watch the dance and the dive, fall in the sea. Batucada is free, is the future of me, and the rhythm you hear will make you dance. Batucada, Batucada,
I'd say this is some late 90s goodness on the Positiva label. Spilla Batucada. Actually done a remix of this myself alongside Timmy Vegas of Soul Central. But our remix was for someone who's gone clean out of my head. Anyway, how are you guys? How's your weekend been? Shouts out to Raj watching on Mixcloud. How are you, my man? Raj is asking to hear Connie Williams' Spirit. Doesn't work like that, bro. It doesn't work like that. Okay, so let me explain. I have coordinates of the records here. They run from column B all the way round to column O. And then there are rows 1 down to row 5. So you need to give me a letter between B and O, and then a number between 1 and 5. very, very simple. That will direct you to certain records. Now, in the Pressure Lounge, actually, what am I talking about? Such a fool. My buttons seem to be slightly delayed today, but if I go over to my other screen, I can show you how the racks are laid out. So there's a video playing now, and it will show you 68 bins to choose from, approximately 7,500 pieces of vinyl, and then you need to choose column B to O, row 1 to 5, and you can see there laid out how the records are. The first 2 rows, Soulful House Classics, then 2 rows of General House, on the bottom row various early house and rave, and over on that far side you got 2 lots of UK garage, some kind of, I call it average house records that I haven't played in a long time, a row of R&B or soul, and then down on the bottom, Lucky Dip. I wouldn't recommend it you go down there because they're probably all water damaged. Before I went on air, I asked the crew inside the Pressure Lounge for their coordinates, and Mr. Danny Wood gave me F5. He wanted to hear some early house or rave anthems. I bent down, and this is what I came up with. It is the sounds of Love Inc. featuring MC Noise. Track called Love Is the Message.
This speech is so that all can teach that human emotion known as LOVE, that is the essence that made every one of us see. What I'm trying to say in this world today, there's too much decay getting in the way. Too many negatives, not enough positives. How's the next generation gonna live? The children of today are the people of tomorrow. Why bring them up in a world of sorrow and pity? City to city and town to town, we got to break the walls of hate down to the ground, so they crumble into rubble on the double. Bring back the happiness and cheer. We need an atmosphere where there is no fear.
Love is message.
Misses and misters, look up in here and whispers about a place where we can go, where we can let our inner feelings show and grow for one another. So in time we will uncover a sense of pride and security, people living in purity, peace throughout the land, liberty and justice taking a stand. We can only hope and pray day by day that the human race will find a better way to work it all out and begin to get it right and correct. Treat each other with more respect. Come on y'all, let's put it in effect.
Love is message.
1991 on this one for Love Inc. Love is the message. Now, just thinking to myself, I recognise that voice of the rapper, and it's just occurred to me, it's actually the guy who did the rap on one remix of Bang the Party, which is an absolute killer reworking. Thank you, Daniel San. I want to say hi to everybody on the podcast, all the crew on the outside at the Pressure Lounge. If you are watching on Mixcloud or on YouTube, how are you? Drop me a message so I can say hi. At some point today, we are going to go to another slideshow. I'll be sharing you images of the Vocal Booth Weekender 2015. And I will also be gifting one of you lovely lot £200. Yes, you heard me right. 200 quid in your back pocket in the next hour and 45 minutes. With me inside the Pressure Lounge, I gotta say hi to Pogwash, to Andrea, to Mr. Harris, to Rick and Angela, to Danny, to Mr. Furs, to Lolly, to Martin, Sahara247, and again everyone else on the outside. Shouts out to Funky C on the Mixcloud. Thank you for your choice. I will get around to that shortly. Keep it locked. Also, once again, hi to Ray Halfpenny. Great to see that Pugwash is out last night, enjoying the sounds of Black Wax at Spiritland. And I'm sure everyone had a great time at Deep Into Soul. I've not seen a whole heap of reports about that, actually. But it goes without saying it would have been incredible. Okay, so third time lucky, we actually got there, Angela. This is your choice. You asked eventually for something from row C, column number 1. And that directs us to the top row. House classics. And again, this is more like a funky house classic. Sounds of Full Intention on their own Detention label. A track called Can't Get Over You. I know you like this vibe, Angela, so maybe you'll have a little boogie to this. Okay, I actually had no idea what this record was when I stuck it on. Now I know exactly what it is, and I know you're going to love this one, Angela. So I've just realised this is actually Rick's selection, not yours, Angela. I'm going in for yours now, Angela. Okay, so for the sounds of the Full Intention, Can't Get Over You, I thought there was a full vocal on this. Trying to drag the name of the original from the back of my mind. I seem to think it might be Tina Marie, but don't quote me on that. I've asked inside the Pressure Lounge, and Steve Reed says, yeah, I think it might be Wardy. So if Steve thinks that, then I'm happy to be incorrect as well. Do give us a rundown, Steve, inside the Pressure Lounge on your thoughts of last night. I'm keen to hear how it went. Did you record the evening? So on the screen now for everybody watching, and people can see the image that I did share inside the Pressure Lounge. The top 2 rows are Soulful House classics. Now these are only in my own interpretation, of course. You're looking at all of the Masters at Work records, all the Kerry Chandler records, all the Dennis Ferrer records, all of those kind of things. General Soulful House, the next 2 rows down, these kind of records, tunes that I would have played out and about down the years, that work quite well, but they're not amongst my favourites. And then on the very bottom, we've got a whole host of different records, early house tunes. So you might have some of the original Robert Owens releases, for example. You might have some of the early network record releases, Warp records, and so on and so forth. And then on the far side, you've got UK Garage, the top 2 rows. The average house, I wouldn't recommend that you choose from there because you're not going to get a particularly great record. The R&B and soul are pretty much lucky dips because I haven't really paid much attention to those records. And then on the very bottom, again, lucky dip. I wouldn't recommend you go there because we want to listen to some great records, don't we? I do have also a whole rack in the garage of Snoopy's records, and at some point I was thinking to myself today, I do need to bring back the odd Snoopy sounds. And I've also got a box of 7-inch records that I've never cleaned and never shared of Snoopy's. I do need to get round to that at some point. Okay, so going to the top, the Soulful House classics. Angela asked, listen, for 1C. So that's row 1. Just listen. Sorry, row C. No, I was right. Row 1, column C. We got the sounds of Urban Species. Masters at Work on the remix. A track called Listen. Listen. Sending a big shout out to Schoolie. Started my day off the right way with Jazz FM today. What a show that was. Listen. Just listen. Just listen.
Just listen. Listen. Just listen. 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 Just listen. Listen. Listen.
One of the lesser played records from Masters at Work for myself, Urban Species on the Talking Loud label. Just taking a look at the label and it would appear this is Louis Vega on his own, represented Masters at Work. Couldn't put a year on this, but I'd say 96, 97 quite possibly.
Just listen.
30 minutes into today's Vocal Booth radio show. I hope you're well, guys.
Listen.
I do recall saying last week that I would never mention again the weather here on the Costa Blanca, but I can't let it pass. It's been absolutely ridiculous today. I even started the show in a vest, and then I looked at myself on the screen. I thought, I can't stand there for 2 hours in a vest. Who do I think I am? David Morales. But I guarantee it's coming in a few weeks. It's getting that hot.
Listen.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you, everybody else that has already provided me with coordinates for today's Vocal Booth Battleships. I will change the image and I will load up the graphic into the Pressure Lounge so anyone who is yet to choose can do so. Raj, you wanted to hear something from C1. This one is for you, my friend. So Raj, there's not much classic house about this one. Again, it's probably one of those tunes that is in the wrong place within my racks. Black Tracks 4, Project X. This looks like it's 92, 93 kind of vibes from the EP. This is the second track. It's called House Luck. Classic samples, of course. Welcome along to Mr. John Smith on YouTube. Greetings, sir. How are you? We are currently in the middle of Battleships, as you can see. Pick a letter from B to O. Pick a number from 1 to 5. I would like to share a selection of yours in the next few tunes. Okay, so Mr. Chris Harris over there in NYC, fresh from having a face-to-face with the lovely Lolly. He wanted to hear some UK garage. You saw me go over to the racks. Row O, column 1. I'm getting my columns and my rows mixed up, aren't I? Row 1, column O. And this is what you landed, Chris. A reworking of a classic from Mr. Matt Jamlamont. This is the dub of Feel My Love. Great selection, Chris. Pugwash also wanted to hear some UKG, and then John Smith also wanted to hear some UKG. So we're going to have 3 in a row. Harris says, I don't recognise this record. An edit of another tune, you say? Yes, Chris, it's a reworking of one of his earlier releases. I think it was on 51st Recordings. I may be wrong. Definitely an early Matt Jam Records, Feel My Love, before UK Garage was even a phrase. Okay guys, so also want to say hi to Mr. Sutherland and to Mrs. Sutherland. How are you guys? A little fuzzy headed. What am I reading here? Been out last night, a cuppa and a slice of Helen's homemade lemon drizzle. Lovely. Is that a euphemism or what? John Smith seems to agree. He's saying he thinks it's around about 93 on the original. Around about the same time as the Experience, which absolutely used to tear Birmingham apart in the Marco Polo on a Sunday. Right, okay, so from that one, I was about to go to some house, and then Pugwash asked for O2, and this is what came immediately. Some of my favourite sounding UK garage on that 4/4 tip, the sweet soulful chords and the rolling drums. One more, then I'm going to go to your selection, Andrea, and I gotta say, I've pulled out a beauty for yourself. Greetings, Amy. Shouts out to Tim and Natalie. How are you guys? Are you back home now, or are you still? Actually, no, I think I remember seeing you post a couple of days ago that you were heading to the airport, right? Amy working hard in Lanzarote. Anybody else that I may have missed inside the Pressure Lounge? Your photographs did make me chuckle. Andrea, typical Brits indeed. Sitting outside when the sun's gone in, refusing to find shelter. Nice little switch in this one, Pugwash. Great choice. Sounds of Mr. Craig. It's not Craig at all, is it? What's his name? Greg Stainer on the VIP label. I'll tell you the name of the track when I take it off. Clear gone out my head. John Smith sharing the sad words that he had to get rid of many of his records over the years. He regrets that. Yeah, I know one or two people in the same boat, my friends. But if I'm completely honest, if I could say to somebody, click the fingers and me have all of these records converted digitally, I'd happily give my records away and have them all at my fingertips. Until that day, I just stand and look at them with glee every week on the radio show and get to share them with you. So many times I've said to myself, I do need to have a ripping session. I never get around to it. Every now and again I say to myself, yeah, I'm going to go and do a vinyl set somewhere. I never get around to it. We were just listening to the sounds of Greg Stainer's Twilight Zone EP, and the track was called This Groove, 1998 on that release. I would have said that was a little bit earlier than that. Mr. Smith asked for M1, and this is what you got. I haven't the faintest idea what this record is, my friend. All it says in my handwriting is Beeline Bounce. massive shout out to Mr. Martin Nunny watching live. How are you, brother? Great to get a message from you. One love, my friend. Absolute massive respect. I am going to get ready to gift one of you £200 now. I'll say one of you wonderful people from the Access program. If you're not aware what Access is, I have a core group of people who on a monthly basis chuck a tenner into the pot. It enables me to get one or two little tools. It enables me to put together some gifts for the people who feel part of the show, who feel that they like to give me some encouragement, blah, blah, blah. It's basically a tenner a month. You get the opportunity to win £200 and you also get to be amongst my favourite people on the planet. I've been able to get a lot of things in the background that help the show run smooth. I've been able to upgrade one or two things with my streaming computer, which has enabled me to do one or two things as well. And it also will make the Vocal Booth Weekend that run a lot smoother this year. So a huge thank you to all of those people. You can see some of the logos coming around on rotation on the screen. And I have closed, what's the word I'm looking for, applications for people to join me until after this year's Vocal Booth Weekender. So, final show of the month. We have the roulette spin. It will be up and coming very soon. All eyes on the screen if you want to see who's going to win. youtube.com/DJ Andy Ward or mixcloud.com live/Andy Ward. Right, we got the names spinning around now on the Vocal Booth vinyl. Good luck, everyone. My wheel's gone skew with, but you'll still see who's won anyway. You're looking at the little white arrow if you're watching, not the red one, the little white arrow. Congratulations, Sylvia, this month's winner. Back to the VB battleships, back to the selections. Andrea, You asked for D2, and this is what came out. Taking us back to 1994, the sounds of Alexander Hope, aka Mr. Josh Milan. This is a track called Share. An absolute stone cold classic, all from a Sunday night at the Marco Polo bar.
Oh
Tim Moore went for F2. And he unearthed. Kenny Dope presents the Bucketheads. Get myself together. I've decided to share with you the Todd Terry mix of this one.
Get it, get it, get it, get it.
Hour and 7 minutes into today's Vocal Booth radio show. I hope you're well if you're recently joining us. I want to say hi to everyone listening again at midweek. Currently in the middle of our VB Battleships. I have just gifted Sylvia Zaragoza £200 for this week's roulette spin. And shortly we are going to take you back to the Vocal Booth Weekender 2015 with this week's slideshow. Before I do that, I'm going to go to another selection from Mr. Danny Wood. Now, full transparency on this one, I do need to actually change the way I've got the records listed on that racking system. Along the bottom, although I have got a lot of old house records, a lot of old rave records, I also have got one or two soul albums, one or two of my earlier purchases, and so I need to make that very clear when people are choosing. Danny wanted to go back down to the bottom row, and he didn't want to hear the Glenn Goldsmith that I pulled out, I'm sure. So I chose again, and then I pulled out the what was it? World famous Supreme Team, and I know he didn't want to hear that as well. And then I pulled out this one, And I know, Danny, this is exactly what you wanted to hear, my friend. Whistle Posse, where you there? Sounds of Frank the Wolf. Let's go. Definitely struck gold with this one for you, didn't we, Danny? Frank the Wolf out of Germany. The release is the Modular Expansion Unit 1 EP. And I don't know what that mathematical symbol is. It's like a V with a line over the top. Something that reminds me of long arithmetic. V5. We'll just call it that, shall we? 1990, 91, I'd hazard a guess that this release is. And the beauty about this music is how relatively slow it is. The music in the raves back then was quite tough, but it wasn't particularly fast. And then it did start to go into some crazy kind of speed realms. I used to play this record a hell of a lot when I wanted to switch it up somewhat. Big tune on a Sunday morning at the Marcos. So, complete contrast. We're going to go from that into a selection from Mr. Paul Sutherland. And very, very weirdly, I listened to the original that this was taken from 2 days ago on the Love is the Message podcast. And I was reminded of what the actual original is. And as always, it's gone clean out my head already. Thank you for this, Paul. And I'm sure it's going to put a big smile on your face as well. Sing along, crew.
Sometimes when you get a little low, you can't help but think about dying. But instead of it bringing you down, naturally it should make you smile.
Mr. Sutherland is saying, Syl Johnson, is it because I'm black? The original instrumental in the background of this. Goes without saying, this was an absolute monster tune for myself, playing at Soul Heaven at the Ministry of Sound. Playing this off the original Guidance recordings, and then it was signed to Defected, I believe. I say the original on Guidance, the original from Deep Sensation. Did I say that once? I am definitely losing my mind.
If we keep on pushing down, oh, we got to make it a little bit further. We got to make it a little further. Keep on, keeping on. Got to keep on, keep on, keeping on. Keep on, keeping on. Got to keep on, keeping on. Keep on, keeping on.
Shouts out to Abiola, shouts out to Mark B, shouts out to Scott. Also shouts out to Greg and Wendo, hope you're all well. Big tune from Paul Sutherland, well done brother. Right, okay, so I am gonna go to the slides now. Talking about a Soul Heaven, our little slice of paradise every September in Campoamor. We are going to see the sights and sounds of the Vocal Booth Weekender 2015. Sorry, Martin, I've just seen you ask for a record. So, yes, sir, I will give you a selection after this next one that's coming up. Andrea Colossi asked to hear something from, excuse me, 2H. It's getting very dusty in here because I'm going to records that I've not played in a while. So, forgive me. And that reminds me, I haven't had a drink again this afternoon. There's definitely something going on in my head. Right, anyway. Angela, this one's yours, my dear. Once again, for the benefit of the slideshow, we take you back to Campoamor. Photographs courtesy of Soul Kitty, VB 2015. classic sounds of 2004, Kings of Tomorrow, Another Day. Beautiful selection, Angela. It now gives me great pleasure to share a selection from a very good friend of mine who very, very rarely joins us live. Someone I spent many, many days and weeks with back in the summers 1985, 1986, 1987 and onwards. Mr. Martin Nunny, I love you, my brother. This one is for you.
Call if you want me. Call and I'll be there for you. Things you say and the things you do to make me feel so good inside. And I just wanted to let you know that it will be just fine. Times we spent on the telephone have gotten me through the lonely night.
Short but sweet on the slideshow today, 2015. The smiling faces. Many of the crew still with us, one or two haven't been for some time. Fun memories of Campoamor. Just that I wasn't drinking today. I forgot to say cheers earlier on when I started to anyone that has been partaking in a glass or two. You may have seen I've been slightly under the weather all week. Michelle was away in Los Angeles with her friend Sarah. They were getting to finally enjoy their 50th birthday gift from myself. I sent them over to Los Angeles so they could do all of that celebrity stuff that they are so in love with, and they had a great time, as I'm sure many people will have seen from their Facebook and Instagram posts. The reason that I told you all of that was while Michelle was away, I was busy getting things sorted in the house and pushed myself to the brink of a breakdown. So I was ill for a few days, feeling better now, but I didn't really feel like having a drink this weekend. I'm sure I'll get to put that right over the next few weeks. We've also been told that Spain has now relaxed the rules. I can't remember if that was last week on the show. I said that people can now fly to Spain without being vaccinated, as is very apparent. My battered brain and my battered memory is getting worse. So this record for Mr. Martin Nunny is on the Osiris music label. That is Aaron Ross's label, I do know that. The information, Graceland featuring Lauren David, and a tune called Call Me, an Aaron Ross production for Restless Soul Productions. I'm just seeing if there's a year on there. Yes, again, 2004. Going back to the Pressure Lounge, asking for a couple more choices before we get to the top of the hour. Andrea McHugh, this one is for you, my dear.
People needing people, yeah, all in what I want.
1994 business again. David Morales on the remix for Seal.
Sing a little light of my friend. Won't you, my friend? Won't you, my friend? My friend till the end. Nah, 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 my friend. Nah, 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 my friend. With my happiness, maybe get my happiness again. With my happiness, maybe bring my happiness back. With my happiness, maybe get my happiness.
Newborn Friend is the title, and that one's for you, Andrea. Thank you. Want to say hi to Debs. Nice to have you with us. I'm glad that our music here on Pressure has kept you company on your run. Also want to send a big shout out to the Halterson family. I hope I pronounced that correct. Just to make sure that everyone knows I'm talking to them. Tommy, Thomas and the Halterson family. Greetings. I hope everybody is okay in Iceland. Angel, greetings. I saw your request. It will be coming up very soon. Good afternoon to you.
Can't lose that feeling. You can give your life away. Like a bird of freedom, you ain't got no dues to pay. Let your love shine brightly. Let it burn right through my veins.
As promised, Angel, this one is for you. And boy, oh boy, what a selection. I actually contemplated playing this at the Southport Weekender. Such a monster record. from one absolute monster into another. Thank you, Angel, Roach Motel on the Junior Boy Zone label. Mr. Tim Moore, penultimate record on today's show is for you, my friend. It wasn't that long ago that I actually played this on the show, but you asked for something from G3. So we give you remixes of Freak.
I can't take the heartbreak of you leaving me again. And I'm not the one I was back then. No, no. One thing I can't take is to sit home all alone. Do what you like, my dear, but I'm not staying home. 'Cause night and day I was patient, but I've had all I could take. Tonight, the time is right. Maybe I'll find a friend to spend the weekend. Going out dancing, but the dance ain't why. Going to find a friend to spend the weekend tonight. Baby, don't speak of love, 'cause love was never here before. You close your eyes and close the door. Yes, you do. One thing I need is some good loving now and then. Instead of loving me, you just go out again. 'Cause night and day I was patient, but I've had all I can take. Tonight, the time is right. Maybe I'll find a friend, someone to spend the weekend. Going out dancing, but the dance ain't why. I'm going to find a friend to spend the weekend. This time is party time, it's party time tonight. This time is party time, it's party time tonight. Oh yes it is. This time is party time, it's party time tonight. Oh yes it is. This time is party time, it's party time tonight. Night and day I was patient, but I've had all I can say. Tonight, the time is right. Maybe I'll find a friend to spend the weekend. Yeah. Going out dancing, but the dance ain't why. Going to find someone to spend the night. This time is party time, it's party time tonight. Oh yes it is. This time is party time, it's party time tonight. Oh yes it is. This time is party time, it's party time tonight. Hey, the time is right.
Just taking a quick look on the YouTube feed. I want to say hi to Arif. Thank you for your very kind words, my friend. Nice to have you locked on. Do come and join us again every Sunday between 4 and 6 o'clock UK time. I'll be happy to share some of those old sounds with you. Once again, thanks for passing through, brother.
Got to find. Hey, gonna find a friend. Yes I am. Yes I am. To spend the weekend. A friend to spend the weekend. Gonna find a friend. Someone to spend the weekend with me. Gonna find a friend. Yes I am. Yes I am. To spend the weekend. A friend for the weekend. Gonna find a friend. To spend some time with me. Gonna find a friend.
While this is on in the background, I am going to annoy you again and request that you go out of your way to check out Love is the Message. It's an incredible podcast, very informative indeed. It pieces all of the information together that is essential to let you know not only about music history from the 50s onwards, but it's also enlightened me on world politics, world economics, yada yada yada. I'm not doing a very good job of selling it, but I guarantee if you check out that podcast, you're going to be so much more brighter by the end of it. Don't expect to remember any of the names. I've probably listened to about 20 episodes this week. You think I can remember the name of the second guy who does it alongside Tim? Terrible. Sorry, Jeremy. Love is the message. Check it out. Joey Fabini jumps onto the Mixcloud feed, says hi, good afternoon, brother. You've missed some great music. You also missed a slideshow from 2015. So, as I did say, it was only a few months ago that I actually shared this Freak Tommy Musto remix of Weekend. This was taken from an Atlantic project sometime in the early 2000s, I believe. There's also Owner of a Lonely Heart from Yes, remixed by Todd Terry. Modern Romance, Can You Move, remixed by David Morales. And Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight, mixed by That Kid Chris. Back when Atlantic were absolutely smashing it. Okay, so up next we have the Revolve Radio Show. I said to Mr. Blackwax, Steve, how you starting off? He said jazz. So I'm going to warm up like this. Keep it locked to Pressure. Steve Reed will be sharing some of the music he played last night at his Spiritland gig in London. Should be very tasty indeed. Thank you to all the crew watching on the video, whether it's live or sometime into the future. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Big love to all the crew inside the chat room. I say once again goodbye to Martin over them sides there. See you, bro. Nice to have your company. I'll speak to you soon. Okay, I'm going to let this one play to the top of the hour. Thank you all Pressure family. Thank you Vocal Booth family. I'll see you in June. You take care now. You know how much I love you, right?